I wrote a book recently called The Charismatic Leader. I'm going to talk to you briefly about it today. I'm in it with Maxwell, but I want you to get the book. Not only for yourself, but get the book for others. The other day I was in a conversation with someone, and they came up to me and they said, I just read The Charismatic Leader book. In fact, they said I read it twice. I read it once, and then I read it the second time and marked it up really heavily. And they said, I just want you to know that you had one statement in that book that just took me to a whole new level. In fact, I find it to be kind of a pivot in my life to help me to be a bigger person on the inside and a better person on the inside. Well, if you'll help people win, you will become a bigger person to other people. By the way, so often we sit at the table, and when we're competitive, we try to win for ourselves. And here's what I learned. If I win and you lose, and the next day we play a game again, and I win and you lose, and the next day we played the same game, and I win and you lose, after about 5 days of me winning and you losing, I say, hey, come on, let's get together and play a game. You go, I don't want to play a game with you. Why? You never won. For Thanksgiving, for many years, my daughter Elizabeth and I had a tradition, and that is, in the morning, I would take the wishbone and I would dry it out. So by after the Thanksgiving dinner, we would be ready to pull the wishbone and see who gets to make a wish. And every year I did that with my daughter Elizabeth. I mean, starting when she was about 3 years old. And what I would do, she didn't know, is when the bone dried out, I would crack it in favor of her side, so that when I would pull and she would pull, she would always have the bigger side and she would win her wish. And after about, I think maybe up to 10 years, she finally looked at me one day and said, Daddy, she said, you always win. She looked at me one day and she said, Daddy, I always win. You never win. And she said, I always tell you what my wish is, but I never get to hear your wish because I always win. And I know I won today, but I want to hear, what's your wish, Daddy? And I looked at her. I think she was about 13. And I said, Elizabeth, my wish is for you always to have your wish come true. And that's exactly what people that have charisma want for others. They want other people to win. If you will intentionally today, after watching and being with me on Minute with Maxwell, go help somebody get a win under their belt, trust me, they'll never forget the action, and they'll get and draw closer to you. So that's another way to just be a charismatic leader. You don't have to win for yourself. If you help other people win, trust me, they'll help you win. Thanks for being with me today on Minute with Maxwell.